Students of ninth class, let us study history. Chapter 12, the modern age in Europe. We have been doing this one. Earlier we studied 11th chapter, that was Renaissance. Due to Renaissance, there was a reformation in Europe. Reformation means the church was reformed. The people wanted to bring reforms in the church. Like in India, there was a lot of evil practice crept. The evil customs were practiced by the Brahmins. So many of the saints like Mirabai, Kabir, Guru Nanak Dev Ji, they came and tried to reform the Hindu society. So in this way, Catholic Church till 13th century or 14th century, Catholic Church teaching prevailed throughout Europe. Pope was the real authority all over European countries. Pope could appoint the king and Pope could remove the king. So that political power as well as religious power was held by the Pope. So in hierarchical order, Pope was the head. Then cardinals, archbishops, bishops, and the clergy, priest, and religious priest, and so on. So what we have in the Reformation chapter, we have meaning of Reformation. Then we will be studying causes only dissatisfaction with the practice of the Catholic Church. And this time we have avoided Martin Luther's contribution due to COVID 19. Then we will study only the meaning, Counter Reformation. So, students, the Reformation is name given to a group of religious movements of the 16th century, launched by Christians against the various drawbacks of the church and the objectionable practices of the clergymen. Now, you must be thinking why we need to study this chapter Reformation, because it's all about Christianity or about the church. Students, see, the whole development of the world is dependent on this, both the chapter Renaissance and Reformation, because they both follow each other. Renaissance, there was Renaissance and there was Reformation as a result. And there was Reformation as a result there was Renaissance. So both follow each other. And due to this, there had been changes in India also due to this. So it affected India also. In the modern era began in Europe in the 14th to 15th century. But in India, when European came to India, modern era began in 18th century or last 18th century or in the beginning 19th century. So let us study this chapter. The main target of this movement was Pope, the highest authority. Already I told you. These movements created a split in the Christian church. That means, due to reform movements, the church got splitted. There, there were many Protestant churches, one alone Roman Catholic Church, and against its teaching there stood a Protestant church. So this movement took place in England, France, Germany, Czechoslovakia, Switzerland, Scotland, and so and so. They were against the beliefs, teaching, and the rituals of the church, long rituals, which, according to them, were not benefiting. The Protestant one country and those of another differed from each other. Protestantism was Calvinism, Presbyterianism in Scotland, Puritanism in England. So, in this way, Calvinism in simplicity and strictness and austerity. That means the different beliefs. So they differ with each other. Then the main cause is what? Dissatisfaction with the practice of the Catholic Church. This is the main cause why Reformation took place. The Catholic Church during early medieval period had become a vast hierarchical organization. And I told you what is the hierarchical organization here. Pope was the supreme authority. Systematic efforts were made to extend the authority of the church over all the European country. But during 14th century, people became dissatisfied with the sum of the practice of the Catholic Church. Now, we have a first economic factor. In the Middle Ages, the church had vast properties. This is the first of all, half of the land of the country was held by or occupied by the church. So, vast property was there. Then, secondly, the church imposed tithe, tenth part of the income of the individual person that was collected. The clergy collected some called Peter's pence also to build the church. And moreover, Pope Leo X issued a kind of prayer called indulgences, pardon certificate called indulgences. It was a kind of letter the people used to buy from the priest. So there were less costlier indulgences and there were more costlier indulgences. And the money which was collected, it was to build the Peter's church in Rome. Indulgences were letters which remitted punishment of the sinners who bought them. But in this life and after their death, normally the priest imposed a penance or punishment, but this instead of that, indulgences were introduced. So this was greatly criticized. Finally, the church offices were given to the higher bidder. After collecting money, then it was just like a trust. There were trustees of the church. So the final was given to the highest bidder who gave more money. This practice was called simony. Then another cause was corruption in the church. In the beginning, they preached like a saints. They lived like exemplary life and commanded great respect in the society, the priest and the clergy. But moral decay crept into some of areas in the functioning of the church. First of all, clergymen lacked proper education. Some lived in luxuries and neglected their religious duties. The priest promised salvation in exchange of fees. So, such a practice, evil practice, were practiced by the clergies and by the Catholic Church. That's why people were fed up of all these things. Fees for the dead, fees for the birth, everything was charged. Even long dead, fees were charged. So, first uh, one who exposed was Erasmus in Prayer of Folly, criticized the Catholic Church. So, then rulers also began to resent the church. Resent mean dislike the church, begin to hate the church because the whole land which was belonged to the supposed to be belonged to the king, half of the country's land belonged to the church, and moreover, Pope could appoint the king and Pope could remove the king. So, kings and the nobles wanted to stop this interference of the Pope and the church. They strongly supported the Reformation movement in order to weaken the church. So, the French king, for example, there was a quarrel of the papacy right to collect property. So, the papacy was defeated. The French king Philip IV had forced Pope Clement V to leave his headquarters, Rome, and stay in Avignon in France. King Henry VIII of England hardly cared for the Pope. There is another story also. King Henry asked for the second marriage permission from Pope to get second marriage, but Pope refused. So King Henry ordered the people of England that not to obey Pope. Now onwards, you will not be called Catholic, but the people of or the Christians of England, Church of England. So he confiscated the whole land of the monasteries, and even buildings were taken up by the crown. The monasteries were a reminder of the power of the Catholic Church. Students, let me give you one example. Oxford University and Cambridge University. These buildings were had been the monasteries, great monastery, and education was given there. So these were the examples that rulers resented. Martin Luther was greatly supported by the nobles of Germany to move against the Catholic Church. Martin Luther himself was a priest, but he charged certain mistakes or wrongdoings of the church. So movement began against the church. First of all, we have Martin Luther in Germany, who was supported by the nobles. Then Wycliffe, an English priest, he was professor. He criticized the worldliness of the church and some of its practice. He laid emphasis that the Bible is the sole, only guide for the salvation, nothing else. And immediate cause we have is Luther challenged the church, Catholic Church, to come and debate with him for some of the mistakes of the church, wrongdoing of the church. So that was the beginning. And then these movements began, and many countries rose against the Pope and the Catholic Church. When there were many saints, good people who came forward to have the counter reformation. That means to reform the church within. So, in order to restore the credibility of the Catholic Church, a large number of dedicated Christians, including some popes, introduced certain reforms within the church. This movement is known as a counter reformation. So, students, for counter reformation, we have only the meaning. We are asked to study only the meaning. Okay, prepare the question answer. If you have any doubt, clear on online, or you can ask me personally. Thank you.